mic together. No, I didn't see anything.
There is a look at our semifinal. We told you that it was a weekend of surprises. That is not a misprint. With all due respect, Eric Wurts and Henry Russell, the 14th seeded team, have made it all the way into our semifinal. And they have played superb volleyball. They have already defeated the #2 seeded team of Karch Kiraly and Adam Johnson. It's going to probably take Tim and I a little while to say that without making a mistake. There is Henry Russell. Henry Russell and Eric Wurts beat Kiraly and Adam Johnson. Already had trouble saying it. They beat them in the semifinals 14-11, and they are in control right here. Tim, what's going on in the beginning of this match? Russell and Wurts up 8-3.
8-3 right now. Henry Russell's got 3 big blocks, and they're both serving the ball from the good side. There's a pretty good wind out there. They got 2 or 3 aces, but Henry Russell's blocking the ball. Eric Wurts, at a small 6 foot, is great in the backcourt, and they're putting the pressure on Karch and Adam right now, and they're going to have to come back and buckle down.
Adam Johnson, of course, has missed his share of tournaments as well this year with a strained groin that kept him out of 4 events, so he's just rounding into shape as well. I mean, it's a rusty team that's made it all the way here to our semifinals, Tim.
We were saying before, it is so hot out here. You know, when it gets hot, you kind of lose your mind a little bit here. Whoever can focus the most and concentrate on what they're doing, place the ball in hittable positions, is going to win this match.
So if I say something really stupid today, I have a good excuse. I've lost my mind. We're not exaggerating. It is roasting.
Ho Chi Minh's real hot.
Karch Kiraly over the top. And what do you notice about Karch so far in the tournament? You mentioned that he's slicing and dicing, but you know, what about his style upon his return?
I say his arm, it looks to me to be about 70%. He's not hitting the off ball down the middle. He doesn't have the power that he has. Watch his jump serve, just a top spinner into Eric. But he plays great defense, good blocker. You know, his mental game is so strong. It'll make up for any physical disabilities he's having right now, and hopefully he'll get better and better.
There is Henry Russell, certainly a great story. Henry was the most improved player on the AVP tour last year. His 4th year of AVP competition, has yet to win a tournament. Won $35,000 in change last year, just about 7% of what Karch Kiraly earned last year. Karch, of course, taking home the lion's share at just over $492,000.
Good to see Henry making a semifinal appearance. Big 6'6", big blocker, 4th year on tour. He's got the ability to get these kind of finishes. Just sharpening up his mental ad.
A very tough guy off the court as well. I don't think you want to say too much to Henry under the net. Of course, an expert in martial arts.
Yeah, but he's real docile until you get him fired up.
Well, you were docile too.
No.
Once.
As a young child.
No.
Off Wurts' head. AJ looking for the score. Bobs gets it. Henry Russell with the touchdown the line. That cuts it to 8-4.
The pitter-patter of little feet. As we said before, Karch Kiraly might not be hitting the ball, but watch this block over the top. Excuse me. Henry Russell can't get the ball. That's the end of it. Here's the net cam off the head, back over the top. Very rarely seen using your head so quickly, huh, Paul?
Well, we all know that. But Eric Wurts getting faced right there, right off his noggin by the block of Karch Kiraly. And I think today that they will be a much better scoring team with Adam Johnson serving. As you well pointed out, Karch just lobbing the ball, an easy serve to side out against his AJ does miss that one. Eric Wurts back to serve. Now 37 years of age, 13th season on tour. He has 1 win. However, that was overseas and not on an AVP circuit. Working on Karch.
That 6'6" block right there, and a nice set for a point.
6'6" block and about 6'1" ball control. Super soft block, and Eric Wurts bombing up the middle. 9-4 now. Wurts and Russell on top.
And the hammer by Wurts.
They want to go the bad side, up 11-4. They'd be in command. And Eric's got a heck of a jump serve.
Changing it up, little screwball to Karch Kiraly. And Henry Russell is there again. Karch can't put the ball away. Is that an evidence of shoulder problem?
I say a little bit of the shoulder problem. He's also getting a little tired. Watch it from the net cam. Karch with a little bit of a jump. Henry Russell pressing over his 4th block. Karch is looking a little tired to me. His first tournament back. Comes in at 101-degree temperatures. It's tough.
forces Adam Johnson and Karch Kirai to take a sand timeout. Right now, Eric Wurts and Henry Russell on top 10-4.
6-point ball game. Wurts and Russell 10. Johnson and Kirai 4.
22nd timeout. Once again, Paul Sunderland with Tim Hovland. In our semifinal match, Jose Loyola and Kent Steffes standing by. They have won the winner's bracket rather handily.
This is their type of weather, too. Jose thrives in the heat.
The infamous King of the Beach quote, "I like the hot."
I like it hot.
Over.
Karch this time past Henry Russell, the net violation as well.
And right there, that's a pretty good swing for Karch, but that's not his 100% swing. That's about 70, 75%. Okay. Enough to get the job done.
Karch to jump it up.
Karch now 36 years of age, missed the first 7 tournaments. Of course, 126 wins to his credit. Has won double-figure tournaments every year for about the last 8 or 9. And Eric Wurts, how does Eric Wurts get by at his size, 37 years of age, able to side out?
Just like that, he's tooling off the block. He's got a pretty good arm swing, but with these big blockers out here, he reads the block, goes off the top, roll shots. And Henry's a good setter. He keeps him in the right hittable position. If you get him too close, he's going to get moved. But he's setting real well this weekend.
Exactly right. And I talked to Eric Wurts moments ago before they started warming up for this match, and I said, hey, look, you and Henry never played together. What's he's blocking, he's jump serving, and he's setting me exceptionally well. This is a good young player. Eric Wurts, been on tour, as I mentioned, a long time. Struggling a little bit this year. His best finish, a 9th with Aaron Boss.
Very rarely do you see a team of the caliber of AJ and Karch lose twice to the same team in the same tournament.
Well, you'd have to really go back and check the records to see either player when they had to come back through the loser. Of course, they lost in the semifinals. That ball, tough jump serve.
Nobody. Go. Right here.
Wurts from the right, looking for 11-4. That ball set a little bit backed up by Kirai.
Angle.
And the crowd, you get absolutely silent, absolutely in shock as Karch Kirai and Adam Johnson together for the first time, but they trail big time to Henry Russell and Eric Wurts. 11-4 semifinal action. Steffes and Loyola waiting in the wings. The San Fuego Open, as in very, very hot. For more on the all-important weather conditions this weekend, let's go down to Craig Hummer courtside. Craig?
Thanks, Sunday. I tell you what, you guys have already talked about the heat, but if you look over my shoulder, it's saying 100 degrees. That's in the shade. Down here on courtside, we're easy triple digits. We're melting down here, so we'll have to see how these players withstand the heat. Back to you.
Well, Tim Hovland and I are in the shade, and Craig, obviously you didn't notice the little air conditioning unit we have right over here, so we're doing just fine. But how is Henry Russell doing as we get another look at the conditions here? The humidity is just like breathing water.
That's the key.
Henry Russell, though, has taken 2 IV bags to fight against heat exhaustion. We had a problem with that last week when Troy Tanner could not continue in Corpus Christi, but he looks superb so far.
He does look fine. I don't know about that, taking that bag. Nice play.
Over.
AJ past Henry Russell. Now, you look at a team with the experience of Adam Johnson and Karch Kirai. Henry Russell and Eric Wurts, can they continue to play this way, and how do they make their move?
Well, right now, they're just trying to focus on one point at a time. They start thinking, hey, we're ahead 11-4 against AJ and Karch. They're going to blow their lead. It's a mental thing. Just keep playing the way you're playing, side out. Let the game take its course.
Henry Russell easily over the top, and of course he's got a big height advantage over Adam Johnson or Karch Kirai. We'll watch for the first head turn from Henry Russell or Eric Wurts up at the scoreboard should Kirai and Johnson make a move.
Good.
Put it on AJ. Eric Wurts blocking, and I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe to save the legs of Henry Russell, and AJ accommodates by banging this ball out of bounds. Make that 12-4, and the upset continues.
You said it earlier. We got to pay. Henry Russell's got to pace himself a little bit. This is a good move. They're up 12-4. Take a little bit off the serve. Get back to try to get some easy ones. Save yourself for the final. You got to want to finish this game out, but you don't want to exert too much energy.
Well, they're in a commanding position. The score obviously says that, but also Kirai and Adam Johnson have shown no ability right now to put points together or to side out for a long time. A lot of unforced errors.
I think there's a little bit of gas left in their tank. They're running on fumes right now.
Yeah, it's not just hot on one side of the court, and Kirai and Johnson are not exempt from getting a little bit tired. Henry Russell flails this ball out of bounds, and a little breath of opportunity comes the way of Adam Johnson, and Karch Kirai now trailing by 7. Kent Steffes and Jose Loyola have won the winner's bracket, and they, I promise you, are sitting somewhere in the shade, maybe back at their hotel room in the air conditioning, relaxing, taking in their fluids, and enjoying every second of this exposure. Oh, look at that. Is that a tired play?
That is obviously a tired play. Even though Karch was ready for the ball, he was in a tough position. Sometimes the breaks don't go your way. Eric Wurts goes, thank God. Here it is. Tough serve down the middle. Shoot them on one when they're not looking, Paul. That's a tough play.
Well, you got to know it's your weekend when that kind of ball goes down against Karch Kirai and Adam Johnson.
That's a nice play.
Eric Wurts, one of the quickest players on the beach, still at 37 years of age, going coast to coast for the score.
The rocket squirrel, he's everywhere. But those are lazy shots by Adam right there. Adam can get up and he can put that ball away. I think they're feeling it in their legs. You know, it's their first tournament back, actually. They're a little spent.
Well, we talked about Adam Johnson. He took a 6th at the King of the Beach and then did not play for 4 straight weeks, and then took a 9th with Bjorn Maside. Another sand timeout taken by Adam Johnson and Karch Kirai. They still have 2 full timeouts and 1 sand remaining. But then Adam Johnson took a 17th with Rob Hydra and a 9th last week with Rob Hydra, who we'll be talking to a little bit later on in the broadcast, a very important and personal subject. And Adam got the call from Karch. Scott Akatubby was not available. What's the deal with Ak? When's he going to be ready to play?
Akatubby has tendonitis in his knee. He's just not ready. Hopefully next week. I talked to Karch on Thursday. Depending on how he plays with Adam, see about the partners for next week. And everybody else is listening too. Because whatever happens, it breaks down the line.
Karch Kirai back to serve with the relatively easy side out. Should Eric Wurts block all the time now? Just block all the time and let Henry rest and try to recuperate if you can possibly do that, sitting under about 110-degree heat?
At least on this side right here, I would just try to side out as much as you can and then go serve some aces on the other side when you get the good side. And Karch and Adam have yet to serve an ace.
Especially with Adam, as Eric Wurts is able to side out, especially with Adam, that's usually good for about 20%, 25% of their scoring.
4 or 5 aces they'd be back in this game right now. They're stuck at 5. 13-5. Henry Russell back to serve.
Henry Russell with 7 kills so far in the match. Eric Wurts with 11. He's received 13 serves, really doing a good job offensively. Karch chopping the ball past Eric Wurts down the sideline. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in this semifinal match between the number 2 seeded team of Adam Johnson and Karch Kirai and the number 14 seeded team.
What?
The number 14 seeded team, I'm not stuttering, of Henry Russell and Eric Wurts. Never played together before.
Isn't that amazing? Sometimes you come out here, the chemistry just matches. You got AJ and Hydra last week, taking a 17th and a 9th. You'd figure they'd come right out and be in the top 4. And you get together with Eric Wurts and Henry Russell, and they come out here and they're going to be in the finals.
Wurts and Russell are really executing this week, and you know, there were a lot of surprises here in San Antonio. As I arrived here this morning, Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh were headed in the other direction, so we'll tell you about their finish. And Henry Russell is just about to put the finishing touches on Adam Johnson and Karch Kirai. They now trail 14-5. This semifinal has been a rout.
Break out the Miller Lights, get the peanuts. This thing is done. Henry Russell with 5 stuff blocks and setting the ball on the net. See what he's got left in his tank for the next match.
That ball hit by Karch Kirai. Now, let me ask you this. If Ak is 100% and AJ is 100%, who does Karch play with?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I want to stay away from that answer right there. I'm not sure. You know what? They're playing pretty good together. If Ak's hurting, I would stay with AJ right now and give it a couple weeks.
But if Ak is 100%, which is the better team?
For me?
Yes.
Ak and Karch. because they got everything, and Ack's a better blocker. She can play better defense. They need more time in the back. Ack could block a little bit more. AJ's got maybe a better jump serve, but the blocking is the key to success right now, especially against Kent Steffes and Jose Loyola.
Yeah, you've got to be able to block against those big guys, the #1 seeded team. We'll see them in the finals. Henry Russell looking at beating Karch Kirai and Adam Johnson for the second time in this tournament. They met earlier in the semifinals, and Wurtz and Russell won 14-11. So they've just been superb all weekend long.
And what the odds would be on that in Las Vegas, beating them twice? 100-1.
Well, a little karma the way they came together. They were both dumped by respective partners. Nick Hanneman dumped Henry Russell for Eric Wurtz's partner, Aaron Boss. So they were just thrown together. And look what is coming.
The dumpies. Get back at the dumpers.
Well, we'll have to look up a little bit later on where the dumpers did finish.
Keep looking down the list.
We'll get to that a little bit later. Karch Kirai over the top and down. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Semifinal action here from San Antonio, Texas. The third and final stop on the Tour of Texas. Dallas, won by Dodd and Whitmarsh. Corpus Christi, won by Jose Loyola and Kent Steffes. And now here to finish it out or conclude it in San Antonio.
That's a tough shot to make right there. Deep in that corner, opposite corner.
Well, but the cushion might be well in hand. Eric Wurtz and Henry Russell give up a point there, and we take a side change. But they are in control of AJ and KK in our semifinal from San Antonio. It's time here at the AVP San Antonio Open, and they are dressed appropriately and reclining and relaxing because a tough day to play. More on this semifinal. Let's go down courtside to Craig Hummer once again. Craig?
Thanks, Sunday. Karch, this obviously isn't the way you wanted this semifinal to go. Can you pinpoint anything that's caused it to be this way?
We're in a tough spot here, and I put us in the spot by not siding out very well, getting blocked a few times. Those guys picked me up a lot also, and I need to side out better against this team for us to beat them. We could still come back, but it's going to be a real chore here. Got to side out perfectly and score a bunch of points.
All right, good luck.
Thanks.
Back to you guys.
Never count them out.
No, never count them out. But I'll tell you, if you've got some loose change in your pocket and the heat hasn't gotten to your brain, I'll take some of your cash.
I've been watching Henry Russell right now, and he's looking a little under the weather.
Well, we talked about the fact that he took 2 IV bags between the finals of the winners bracket, where they went down to Kent Steffes and Jose Loyola, and he grew up in Clearwater, Florida.
Exactly.
But has been training and playing in California, where you just don't face this sort of heat and humidity. And blocking and jump serving all weekend long, and he is certainly feeling it. Thinking back to Paris Island and Semper Fi and trying to gut it out. Eric Wurtz rips that ball long, and you can always count on Karch to be frank. When he plays crummy, he says so.
Yeah, he knows he made some mistakes there. He hasn't put the ball away. Like I said, 5 blocks for Henry Russell. That's monumental right there.
Clock ticking down to just 2 minutes to play, and we've seen stranger things. Remember last year in Fort Myers when Dane Blanton and Canyon Seaman were ahead of Karch Kirai, then with Kent Steffes 13-7, but 14 psychologically is a whole different
14 is a huge number.
Yeah.
13, you got a little something to play with. But I don't know why they're serving Eric Wurtz. I'm looking at Henry Russell right now. He looks like he's in a world of hurt. I'd be on him.
I don't think if I were Henry, I'd be jump serving. With the way Karch has had trouble siding out, I just floaty serve him deep.
Well, especially right now, you don't take some time off the clock. Don't miss your serves. Keep the ball in play. You're up 14-7.
Adam Johnson back to serve.
There is Karch Kirai, 126 career wins, second all-time, as we've mentioned, and playing with Adam Johnson, 27 career wins. His 9th season on tour, and one of the best jump servers. You know, and AJ, you have to remember, has missed a number of tournaments, and you know, welcome back to the party. I mean, he comes back for the Tour of Texas. It's been 95, 97, and this weekend we've got 100 degrees on the courtside thermometer that, of course, Craig Hummer pointed out was in the shade.
Another thing we're talking about, Henry Russell last week had a 25th. All of a sudden, he's in the finals this week. I mean, that never used to happen.
Right, psychologically and physically. This could be the game right there. Henry Russell with the block, the shot by AJ. Nice set once again, and there it is. Eric Wurts over the top. Karch Kirai and Adam Johnson unable to get into any sort of side-out rhythm whatsoever. So they suffer their 2 losses here in San Antonio to the same team in the semifinals. It was Russell and Wurts on time, 14-11. And in the semifinal here at towards the end of the tournament, it was to Russell and Wurts once again. We'll hear from the winners when we return as Henry Russell and Eric Wurts move on.